Hey, welcome back. So, we're going to be talking about lava. Who would have thought we would channel a message on lava? Well, that's the beauty of the elements and coming back to our natural structure. There's so much information, so much knowledge, and everything we feel is just irrelevant. It's actually super conscious. So, we're going to be coming back into that divine orchestrated alignment with everything that makes this planet physical. So it comes down to the atom, the cell, subcellular, subatomic. And when you go through the atom and you view it through your consciousness, you see a whole other world of geometric coding, mathematics. And the atom is actually, you can actually go through it, and it's a doorway into parallel universes. And there's a lot more information that's going to be coming through about the atom. Because obviously it's defining its frequency now as we move into this new earth paradigm, and it's shaking up everything so we can evolve our consciousness. So we're really starting to move through a different time of understanding the process of what is moving unconscious. And so we have to look within now, because we are now at the forefront of stopping. We need to stop watching our the intensity of the media, for example, because it's playing on the collective fear. And we'll talk a little bit about this, and I've mentioned this in many videos in various ways, where whatever the mirror universe is triggering in you, obviously that is your energy. It's not the story that you're watching or listening to. So if fear is being triggered, that's your fear. You need to work on it, you need to process it. So we're going to start understanding now what this year, the rest of this year is about, and what we're going to moving into. Obviously, there's a lot more shadow energy that's going to come forward. In some ways, through our human perception, it's going to get worse. But ultimately, from a non-physical perspective, it's the most positive and powerful experience we're having right now, because we have to go into the depth of the shadow before it swings back into the light. But it's not going to come back as a unilateral light cycle. It's going to come back as positioned in the middle, meaning we will embrace duality to the next level where we understand it, but because we have to become conscious of what is non-physical now. And this is why, especially the American media, and this is the good thing about the media, is they didn't have a choice, they were told they have to do it, is start exposing and talking about the extraterrestrial movement. It's a reality, it always has been. There's life on every planet, there's a thriving galaxy of intergalactic trade and all the rest of it. So we're all coming back into that awareness, but ultimately that will come when the level of conditioning is released in the human experience, because it's going to debunk a lot of things. It's going to debunk the way our planets run, religion, obviously our health, for example, and there's going to be many other things that are going to be shaken up. So there has to be a level of awareness within the human mind and concept, because unless you do that, there's going to be a lot of fear and panic. So it's going to be drip fed. However, the 2023 is the opening of the Aquarian age. It's the feminine expression moving back into alignment on the planet, and of course that brings through the truth. And the truth is, well, yes, we are thriving in a galaxy full of other beings, so we need to be aware of that. But ultimately, on a micro level, it's processing our emotional body and clearing our ancestral line. And this is where that self-inquiry and understanding our process and why we're here and why we're on the planet, because it's not the story we tell ourselves. And the problem with, or problem Spirit finder really, and conduits like myself that work with them and try to bring this information through, is teaching people they're not who they believe they are. And that's really hard. And it's almost like a military model. In the military, they strip you down, they rebuild you, as a robotic machine for that industry, for that drive. And of course, that's the same when you do healing. Your ego gets stripped away, and you can lose aspects of what you thought were powerful components to your personality, i.e. drive, or I just get on with it, I just move, I can I don't let that worry me. And then you start to become like a fragile shell, and you think, oh Christ, where's all my power gone? Why aren't I strong anymore? But ultimately that was an illusion, because you were doing it from the mind or from the male consciousness without the feminine balance. And so, or from programming, right? So at the end of the day, this we are stripping ourselves back, or what we call conditioning. We are unconditioning that aspect of our personality. You know, we had to come in as an individual, but we are collective consciousness. We are collective beings. Again, micro, macro. You have your soul family you incarnate with. You have other beings that you're connected with. You know, when we're created as a soul, or sort of, shall I say, spirit, because the spirit is our highest form of consciousness. It will go out into the multiverse, and of course, it will express itself where it resonates. You know, and it will pick up different experiences. And of course, most of the time it will find a home, and that is what we would call a soul family in some ways. Now, there's varying levels of soul family, because then you have the breakaway souls that go on and experience different realities. We're in the physical reality now, so you will have a family that works and interacts with you. And of course, you incarnate in different roles. So your mother could be your sister next life, blah, blah, blah. So, and all of this is all happening in the one moment, right? So we are multidimensional, as we know. Interdimensional is the timeline on the earth plane. Multidimensional is all universes, all dimensions. So when we're working with the interdimensionality, we're finding that a lot of the overlapping of timeline energies, which is interdimensionality, are starting now to merge with this human lifetime in this present moment, because the DNA is changing, and their DNA is trying to merge with our DNA, and it's causing kinds of issues. However, that's another talk. But primarily what's happening is what the soul cannot process through that avenue is bringing it into this present moment. So a lot of people are feeling this tremendous despair and anxiety and trauma and losing themselves. They don't understand what's going on. You know, they're confident one minute and then they're on the floor the next. You know, and a lot of that isn't this life. And really, you've just got to not think about it. Because as soon as you start putting thought into it, you're going to start paralyzing yourself, creating more fear and panic. What you need to do is own that feeling and just breathe into it and just give it your absolute gratitude, because the soul is trying to express itself. The souls are tired. Our souls are tired because we've been stuck on this planet. We keep repeating the same old patterns, and processing all of this is causing a lot of stress on all levels of our being, mental, emotional, and soul level. So of course, when we can find that the feeling within us that everything's okay, then you can actually stand there with that despair, with that fear, and it doesn't knock you off center. And that's the most powerful place you have to be. However, you have to go into self-inquiry, and we have to be grounded. And most people aren't grounded, not enough. So this is really getting your feet in the ground, on the earth, barefoot, every day. Have rocks around you. Make sure that you are connecting into the earth through meditation as well. It's really important that we go into the center of the earth, not shifting off to other planets like a lot of meditations and connect to all these beings. That's all great. We do that in the multiverse anyway. You're doing that consciously in other timelines. It's not a problem. But the most important thing now is to stay grounded, really, really grounded, because you've got to be as strong like an oak tree, grounded in the earth. So everything that's moving, you know, you're going to stand still, and yes, you're going to feel different waves of consciousness moving around and emotions and all the rest of it. But ultimately, you're going to be able to stay still in the eye of the hurricane, and that's the most important thing. So I'm going to read this message off from Lava. So I channeled this probably actually about 2 weeks ago. I just haven't had a chance to do the recording. And it's quite interesting. I was just meditating. It came into my meditation, so I thought, okay, we need to channel this and get a message. And I was quite surprised myself what I actually said. So this is the pure consciousness of Lava speaking. So I am the pure consciousness of Lava. I invoke in you today a memory of forgiveness. The tides are turning on the earth, and I am the conduit of her mental and emotional body. I seek an alliance with human beings to establish an understanding in awakening the frequency of the inner earth. I am in constant movement under many mountain ranges to keep the flow of emotional energy moving through the ley lines. The earth's life force moves through lava, expelling ancient trauma that has built up over millennia. I am the life force carrier, and my job is to keep the earth's emotional body in alignment. The great vastness of the seabed allows me to release emotional charge in a safe and productive manner. When I release on land, I am showing humanity they are not only out of alignment with the earth's feelings, but also their own. And when you are out of alignment with your feelings, you become self-destructive. And it is these tendencies that are now at the forefront for review. Holding on to your old ways is significantly damaging alignment with your soul. The agenda for 2024 is nature-based, and the green ray is in full force next year. Its intention is to bring grounding and alignment to your polarized emotional body. You must spend as much time in nature next year as possible to keep yourself grounded through the many energetic shifts that will occur. The mountain ranges will become unstable as I move to release this ancient trauma. Many new openings will appear in the ground. These holes signify the earth's release. I am also the physical manifestation of chaos. And if you tune into me, you will feel human collective chaos, for I mirror the dysfunction human beings are still working through. I come to you today to awaken not only polarization, but also your denial. To mirror the endless battling on a micro and macro level that you as individuals are still wallowing in as a collective race. Change is inevitable, and many of you are resisting the frequency that is now moving onto your planet. When you tune into me in meditation, you may feel uneasy, even fearful. But more importantly, you will see the mirror of your internal conflict. And that is my greatest gift to you now. Normally, people will shy away from this. And that is why human beings continue to suffer. Because they do not want to face what lurks within. However, those uncomfortable feelings are your chance to release what you have been avoiding. I, lava, am destructive when I erupt, and that is the mirror of a denied emotional body. It will cause harm if it is denied any longer. I have always been the mirror for emotional denial, and that is why no one really talks about me. I am a reflection of your societal programming around the suppression of emotions. The next time I erupt physically, tune into your own emotions, because I bring you the gift of transformation. However, it would be best if you tuned in now, so you may process that which is denied. I used to erupt green lava in the earth's cycles that were calmer in nature. In your current human awareness, the colour red is programmed as war and conflict. And so that reflects human collective vibration at this time. For those that are more psychically developed, when you tune into me, you may feel human suffering. And if so, acknowledge those feelings with absolute love. And know that if you acknowledge them in that way, not only will you heal your own suffering, but add to the collective healing of all human beings. There are many opposing frequencies on the planet that do not bode well together, hence the conflict. Your souls are working effortlessly behind the scenes to awaken in you the new renaissance of planet Earth. Your souls are tired, for they pioneer many realms of consciousness. So your job as your human extension is to stay grounded, present and relaxed over these next 2 years to establish this union of the physical and non-physical reality. Let go of trying to work out where you are going to. You are already on that path. But you must remember each day to be present to the presence of your soul, and that is the greatest gift, the most powerful act you can take at this time. So when you meditate on me, the consciousness of lava, whatever I trigger in you emotionally is what you have been denying. So, it says, and through at this time, and especially the messages I channel and see in the message, and it's really about just be, you know, staying present and not having to worry about, you know, so much about what's going on outside of ourselves, because the power lies within, right? So if you change yourself within, you're affecting everyone else, you know, and we've talked about that many times. Cells talk to cells. If you change your vibration, every time you walk down the street, you're going to affect other people. If they want to pick up that vibration, they're going to take it, they're going to absorb it, and they're going to awaken themselves, because everyone is conscious unconsciously. So they just need a little trigger sometimes. So again, you know, working on yourself is the greatest gift you can do on the planet right now. And it's so important, because we are in that time and things are going to get darker on the planet. Absolutely. Like I said, we have to go through the chaos, and that's going to rebirth the new renaissance. And this chaos really is a release of denied, repressed trauma. That's all it is. And so, you know, it's really important, really important that any trigger now that you get from the outside world, whatever emotional trigger it is, that is your emotion. It's not the story. If you can start with that simplicity, you're going to unfold many things within your consciousness. And the great thing is, you don't need to go and become someone. You're already that person. You just need to remove the layers, the conditioning. You're already perfect. You're already powerful. You're already multidimensional. You're already ascended. You're already everywhere. So there is nowhere to go but within your human body and within your own heart. And that's where the power lies now. And this is where we need to shake up the New Age movement as well, because there's a lot of misinformation in there. And really, we have to understand how emotional energy works. And it's just looking for acknowledgement. Look at Einstein when he talks about imagination, you know, and his inquisitiveness. He said, if I wasn't inquisitive and I didn't ask why that's happening, instead of reacting to the response, that's what breaks the state. That's what breaks the mental state. And as he said, you know, imagination births consciousness. It births evolution. So imagine that you're healing yourself when you're feeling those feelings. And all they need to do is just be acknowledged with love and gratitude. That's it. Divine current will do the rest, and the process will unfold. Your soul is all around you. You're actually living inside your soul. So what will happen is the soul will use that intention, and it will start to release, because that's where your free will comes in. You know, we have to make a conscious choice to change. Okay, so that's when devastation starts within our personal lives, is because we're not listening. So any negative experience you're having is an awakening call. So see it as an awakening call, not as a karma or reactive. It's there to teach you something. What are you denying in yourself? And that's the process. Even when you bang your toe, hit your head, that's the emotional body releasing electrical charge, because you're not working on yourself. So you're going to have accidents to release the emotion. It's within that shock that it releases. It's the shock wave, and then the body lets go. So yeah, just be conscious of you, and that's all you need to worry about, because ultimately there's so many beings on this planet and around this planet of high dimensional frequencies taking care of everything. So it's divinely orchestrated. We don't need to be out there doing too much. We just need to work on ourselves, because it's all about the inward journey now, not the outward journey. So yeah, and this is where, you know, a lot of people are stuck, right? We need to go and rally, we need to do this, and that's good at a level, but if you're not changing the pattern within yourself, it doesn't go anywhere. You're just hitting a brick wall. Because if you're going to go out there and try and make change, if you've still got debilitating belief systems, fear in you, you know, whatever emotional disharmony you've got, or belief systems that are suppressing your willpower, you can go out there consciously and scream and shout and parade, but ultimately your energy is saying something else. You're actually putting, I don't deserve, I'm not good enough, I suffer with, you know, insecurity, but my mind is telling me something. And this is the difference between the mental energy and the feminine energy, because the mental energy is drive, strive, let's push ahead, and the feminine is more about receptive. So we know this, right? So if you come into that receptive energy, what is already in manifestation, because in truth, we're behind what's already happening. We're the last to see it. So the energy is already coming out. So we just need to be conscious of that and come into it. So when you change your belief systems, you change your frequency in your body, that pushes out the drive, and it pushes out the intention, and it will manifest. Because under universal law, everything must manifest when it's imagined. But if you put fear into it, and in this case, subconscious belief systems or emotions that haven't been resolved, you're basically going against yourself. You know, you're striving and struggling. And this is why people get debilitated. This is why you should make milestones and goals. Because forget about it. You can only receive what you need in the present moment. Your soul will deliver. Those milestones and goals are already in your soul contract before you're even born. You just need to surrender to it. So less is more now. Just sit still, breathe into yourself, and you will know the right step. And you will push it. Always follow the joy that comes. It's that joy and those tingling on the skin. That's the soul energy. And you know that's where I need to go. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you again. And I'll probably get one in before Christmas anyway. All right. All the best.